Hello, good evening, everyone. Greetings to all of you for taking time to join our training today. This is our 1 month free professional diploma training in peace and conflict management. This training is being organized by the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management, and we are here to help you to acquire skills to build your capacity to resolve conflict at family levels, local levels, state levels, international levels. Wherever you find yourself, you should be able to have the ability and the capacity to resolve and manage conflict. All right, this is what we are doing here, and I would like to appreciate all of you for taking time to celebrate my day. God added a year for me yesterday, and a lot of you were out there to celebrate my day. So I want to appreciate all of you for being there to celebrate with me. Your kind words were a source of encouragement, and I pray that God will continue to strengthen us so that we'll continue to do that which God has given us opportunity to do to make our society better. And I want to appreciate all of you for always taking time to participate. All right, so today I would like to welcome all of you for today's training, and we are on our day 8 of the training. So we are going, and I believe that we are going to cover a lot as we progress. All right, so I want to first and foremost acknowledge those of you that have taken time to join very quickly. I have Tarison from Abia State. We have David Silas from Niger. We have Tadele from Ethiopia. We have Nera Fusi, our coordinator in Lesotho. We have Jibri from Bauchi. We have Dr. Ambassador Fajobi. We have Onyebuchi Israel. We have Tijani Ibrahim. We have Hakim Simon Miyong. I think it's from South Sudan also, or Kenya, I think. Then we have Ambassador Wande Amos from Lagos. Thank you for joining us. Then we have John Saba from South Sudan. John Saba, thank you for taking time to connect. Appreciate all of you. We have Bayo from Akure. I have Dr. Katanga from Namibia. So thank you for taking time to be part of today's training. We appreciate all of you. We have Ambassador Mpoloka from Botswana. Please, madam, be patient with me. I was supposed to take your parcel to FedEx so that they will cost it, so that I will inform you today, but something took my mind. But I promise by tomorrow you'll hear from me so that you know from FedEx and then maybe DHL, so that we know which one to use. I pray by tomorrow I should be able to get you the details by the grace of God. So just be patient with us. Then we have Kubo from Zimbabwe. Thank you for joining. Kubo. Nkorisemandra. Kubo. From Zimbabwe, we have Alexander Bani. We have Tijani from Medjugorje, Ambassador in waiting. And then we have Emmanuel Ede, who Edet from Akwa Ibom. Thank you for taking time to connect for today's training. So it has been a wonderful training for the past 7 days. And today we are on our day 8 of the training. And the training is designed to empower you with skills. And I believe you are learning, and I believe you are acquiring skills. I believe you can be able to resolve minor conflicts in your workplaces, in your environment right now. With the skills that you have acquired for the past 7 days, I believe that you can be able to resolve conflict in your environment, the ones that you are privileged to, resolve. All right. So I'd like to appreciate all of you. as a policy and as one of the rules of participation. If you join us, you do way to share the link to at least 5 groups on Facebook or on YouTube, wherever you belong to, or in the WhatsApp, wherever you find yourself. Just share it, put it on your wall, let others see and be part of it. Let them know that it's a free training and they're not going to pay anything to be part of it. And for saying that it's free, it's not that it doesn't worth anything. It worth a lot. We are only doing it as a part of sacrifice, as a part of our social responsibility as an organization. Do you understand? So that's why we are offering it for free. Otherwise, we could have monetized it and make a good profit out of it. Do you understand? But we decided to make it free since we are not a profit-making organization. We are doing it for free. So it's not an irrelevant program. We are giving you something that is quite valuable, and we're giving it for free actually. But you are also contributing. You pay with your strength, your energy, your data. You could have used your data for something else, or you are using to connect to be part of the training. So that is your payment. You understand? You are sacrificing something. You are sacrificing something. And do you understand? So that's it. So you do it to share the link, let others get to know and be part of the training. So thank you very much as I welcome you for today's training. Today we are looking at Unit 2 of Module 3, and we are looking at early warning system. Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me. I hope all of you can hear me. Ambassador and Chilufaya Siwale from Zambia, our coordinator there. I hope you can hear me. We have uh, Benasio from South Sudan. We have Susan. Susan is joining us from Kogi. We have Messi Moses. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate all of you. All right. So today we'll be looking at early warning system. Ambassador Femi, thank you for joining all the way from Port Harcourt. All right. Now, thank you for joining. Thank you for connecting. We appreciate all of you. Now, we are going to look at early warning system. Early warning system. Early warning system is a kind of a detective system that is put in place to detect early signs of conflict. Do you understand? It helps us to identify those early signs of conflict. That's what early warning system is all about. It helps us to identify the flashpoint, the red spots. Do you understand? This early system helps us to identify potential conflict risk. Do you understand? Potential conflict risk. That's what early system is all about. So early system helps us to get to the challenges that are likely going to face. We are going to face. Do you understand? So that is it. So let's look at let's move forward so that we'll understand better what early system is all about. Now we're looking at early warning system, and all right, so by the end of this training, learners should be able to explain the concept of early warning and prevention, identify indicators of violent conflict, understand community-based early warning systems, design a simple early warning system for conflict prevention. We are saying that at the end of this training, learners should be able to explain the concept of early warning and prevention, identify indicators of violent conflict. That's the potential risk. to be able to understand community-based early warning system. As at the community level, what are those early warning system in place for you to be able to detect the potential conflicts, you know, in place? Then design a simple early warning system for conflict prevention. Design what? An early warning system for conflict prevention. That's what it is. So let's look at the introduction. Introduction to early warning system. Introduction to early warning system. An early warning system refers to a structural process of collecting, analyzing, and using information, right? And using information to anticipate potential violent conflicts and enable timely preventive action. Do you understand? And an early warning system, that is EWS, refers to a structured process of collecting, analyzing, and using information to anticipate, to detect potential violence conflicts and enable timely preventive action. That's what an early system is all about. Those measures that you put in place, those detective measures you put in place to identify, you put some indicators in place to identify potential conflict risk. Do you understand? So that you can be able to take steps to prevent it from happening. Now, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of early warning system, right? Now, see, people are protesting for the lacuna that the amended electoral law is trying to create. That loophole is a potential risk for election disputes or election result disputes that can lead to potential or that can lead to conflicts. Do you understand? Now, that law is creating a room for electoral disputes that can lead to what? Conflict, what we call post-election conflict. Do you understand? That's what that law is trying to create. Instead, we are trying to do something. Let's do it well. Let's not create room for potential dispute that will lead to what? Conflict. So now people are protesting. That is an early warning system. It is a sign that if this thing is not corrected now, it's going to create, because all eyes will be on that issue. On the election day, all eyes, that is, it will be so, it will even make the election to be very tense, because it already creates a sense of manipulation. Do you understand? People are already suspecting that that room is being created to manipulate the election results. Do you understand? So it will create unnecessary tension. But if we have passed a mandatory electronic transmission of result and there's no room for any manual collation, then it will dust off the tension. But because of that tension, we'll go into election with that tension, and that can cause a disputed election result, and that can lead to conflicts. Do you understand? So the protests that are ongoing now, concerning that matter, are early warning system. They are early warning measures. They are indicators. They are indicators. That's what we say. Early warning system refers to a structured process of collecting, analyzing, and using information to anticipate potential violent conflict and enabling timely what? Preventive action. So we told you about identifying indicators of violent conflict. So that is an indicator. Do you understand? It is an indicator. That electoral law that says that election can be done manual, collection can be done manual, where a network fail is an indicator that can alone contribute to the occurrence of conflict. I don't really understand what I'm trying to say. That means that there are chances that even if the election is not manipulated, because that room has been created, there will be argument that election result has been manipulated, and of course that can degenerate into a point that it leads to conflict, post-election conflict. Do you understand? So that's what it means. So early warning does not only predict violence, it supports early response and prevention, reducing human suffering, economic loss, and social breakdown. That's what the early system does for us. It did not just, you know, did not just only detect, it did not just only predict, but it also helped in preventing. Do you understand? Because if we detect something, if we predict something, won't you take steps to prevent it from occurrence? You have to take steps to prevent it from happening. Do you understand? That's what it is. So if you detect that this thing can cause conflict, you have to take steps to prevent it. That's why people are protesting that the electoral law should mandate INEC to do what? Retransmission of result, real-time transmission of result electronically. There should be no room for what? Network issue, and no one should give us excuse that because of network failure, when we know that we are budgeted about $800 billion, almost $1 trillion for election. So nobody should give us that reason. Even with Starlink that want to buy to do election, you can be able to do that conveniently. You will not even spend up. You will not even spend up to 100 billion to achieve that. So why should we be so costly for us to do? Do you understand? So that's it. So it's an early warning system. It's an indicator of conflict. So let's look at what is in the diagram here. In the early warning system and prevention, you see monitoring signals and trends. You monitor what? Signals and trends. You monitor what? Signals and trends. Early warning system and prevention monitors what? Signals and trends. All right. So the electoral reform and the lacuna being created is a signal. It is a sign that something is cooking up. Do you understand? Then identifying risks before violence erupts. So that is a risk. We are risking election violence by creating room for what? Manual collection. We have been doing manual collection of results. It has been causing us trouble. So it's time for us to take it out completely. It's time for us to take it what? Out completely. That's what it is. Then communicating threats to decision makers and what communities. Communicating threats to decision makers and communities. And I think that's why that's what the protesters are doing. Is it not so? That's what the protesters are doing. They are trying to communicate these threats to the National Assembly, the senators, the House of Rep members, to look into that issue again. Do you understand? And give us a full electronic transmission of results, so that there will be no room for manipulation, so that there will be no room for corruption. Do you understand? Where there will be no room for crisis. So if the elections are transmitted transparently and you lose, you lose gallantly, you go home. Do you understand? As simple as that, and relax. But you see, we don't want to do it. We want to cut corners and make it look as if, you know, we have given the electorate what they want. They want transmission of results, so we have given them that. No, but that's not the full mandate. That is not a complete mandate. It's not a complete mandate. Do you understand? So let's look at prevention. Prevention refers to action taken to stop conflict from escalating, right? Prevention refers to actions taken to stop conflict from escalating. So when you detect, when you predict, when you are able to identify the threat, the signals, the signs of conflict, the potential risk of conflict, what do you do? Will you fold your hands and watch? Won't you take steps to prevent it from occurring? You have to take steps to prevent it from occurring. That's what early warning system and prevention is all about. So you have to take steps. As you predict, you prevent. Do you understand? As you predict, you prevent. You understand? That's what you need to do. They say prevention is better than cure. Do you understand? Prevention is better than cure. So you don't wait for before you take action, you react. No, we have to respond to those threats and prevent them from occurring. Do you understand? That's what it is. So prevention refers to actions taken to stop conflict from escalating, such as what? Dialogue and mediation. So when you identify something, you take a steps. It could be dialogue and mediation, all right? It could be deployment of security or peace actors. It could be deployment of what? Security or peace actors to prevent the conflict from occurring, all right? It could be, policy implementation. It could be the amendment of a law, just like what is going on at the national. They are doing the right thing, but they don't want to do it completely. They don't want to do it holistically. You understand? That's where the problem is. You want to amend the law, amend it and make it in such a way that it remove every lacuna and every loopholes in the system. You want to do something, but you don't want to, you are doing it as if you lack courage to do it holistically. That's the challenge the National Assembly is facing. All right. So that's what we need to do. Community engagement and all of that. So these are the things we need to carry out. Community engagement. We need to, uh, go on mediation. We need to deploy what? Security where necessary, or peace actors where necessary, to prevent that from occurring. So what we're saying here is that early warning provides information, while prevention provides what? Action. So early warning leads to what? Risk identification, and then leads to what? Prevention, and then leads to what? Peace. So if you are able to identify your risks and you take steps to prevent it from occurring, what do you achieve? You achieve peace. That's how the diagram is. You achieve peace. Are we together? Please, you do wait to share with others. Let them also be part of the training. Do it and share the links with others. And then also paraphrase what you understand as we continue to move on. And then also like our lives and all of that. Engage, so that people can see our visibility and join us. So let's look at some key concepts. Number one is indicators of violent conflict. Indicators of what? Violent conflict. Key concept. Indicators of what? Violent conflict. Indicators are observable signs or signals that suggest an increased likelihood of violent conflict. Indicators are observable signs or signals that suggest an increased likelihood of what? Violent conflict. So that's what it is. So indicators, with what is happening in our political system now, like for those of us that are in Nigeria, you see what is happening in the political environment now is causing the political system to be tensed up. Is the polity is becoming so tense. Do you understand? And there's that likelihood that if it's not well managed, it's conflict is likely going to happen. Do you understand? Because a lot is happening. A lot is happening. Air fights, problem, Nuhu Ribado, and the rest of them. It's a fight of it's a game of thrones that we're going to see now. Accusations, stroke counter accusations, and all of that. So these kind of things are signs. They are early indicators. They are indicators. Do you understand? They help us to see the likelihood of conflict. So it's not care is not taken, we'll start experiencing pre-violent, pre-electoral violence. Do you understand? Pre-election violence, and we may also experience during election violence, and then we experience post-election violence. So it's there for us to take caution, all right, to take precaution in some of the things that we are saying and we are doing. We want to use the instrumentality of government to fight the opposition. Yes, we know that some of these opposition leaders have the escalator in their cupboard. We know, but the timing to fight them is it's not just correct. All right, the timing is not correct. If you really wanted to prosecute El-Rufai as you wanted to do, then after you government take into power, it has been 2 years plus. So you could have done that earlier, and nobody would have suspected you that you are fighting political opponents. This kind of a thing. You understand? But now it's becoming something. That's it. So types of conflict indicators. Types of what? Conflict indicators. Structural indicators. That's long term. There are some of these things that are long-term issues. Do you understand? And they are in the system. And they constitute threats to conflict. Long-term indicators, that's their structures. Then poverty and unemployment. Poverty and what? Unemployment. Poverty and unemployment can also, make people to engage in certain activities that they wouldn't have engaged in. Then we'll talk about political exclusion or marginalization can be also another problem. And when you see politicians begin to talk tough, I think I heard a statement. It's been accredited to one of the presidential contestants, and he said that if our vote is not count, we will count them. Do you understand? So you can see it's a political language that is quite tough. Do you understand? So we need to be conscious, and we need to be cautious of what we are saying, so that it will not degenerate into something else. All right. So weak governance and corruption. Weak what? Governance and corruption. Yeah, you can see the Tinubu administration, the Buhari administration, with governance, it with administration that will characterize with weakness. You understand? Where it's practically look as if there's a cabal hijacking the presidency. Do you understand? They hijack the presidency and they are weird. You understand? So these are the issue. So this kind of weak governance and corruption can weaken the system. It can, it can affect everything. Example, let's look at example. Long-standing neglect of rural communities in Benue State creating grievances. You understand? There are some certain grievances that needed to have been addressed, but they were ignored, they were overlooked, and now they are constituting disasters in our localities. Do you understand? So let's look at another one, another concept. So let's look at proximate indicators. All right, that's the um, medium term indicators. We have things like hate speech. All right, hate speech, and rising ethnic or religious tension, like what is happening in Rivers State right now. I heard some stories, and I saw some things online where they say Aboki must go. That is rising ethnic and religious what tension. Aboki must go. Aboki must go. Destruction of their businesses and all of that. You can see it creates a lot of tension in the system. Protests and demonstrations. Today, people were at the EFCC headquarters, they for verify and for the against verify, and then at the National Assembly headquarters or the National Assembly quarters, people were protesting, complex people were protesting for the issue of the electoral amendment clause. So it's a lot. These things are happening, making the polity so tense. Do you understand? And that when the polity is so charged, then it will erupt into conflict from different angles. Do you understand? So that's why it is. Example, political rallies turning hostile during election period. Political rallies turning what? Hostile during election period. Then we'll talk about immediate or trigger indicators. That is short term. Immediate or trigger indicators. So let's say assassination. Maybe a political opponent is being assassinated. That can result into conflict. Do you understand? Then we'll talk about sudden what? Deployment of armed groups. You don't suddenly begin to see heavily armed people gathering around. So what do you think? So are you hearing me now? For those of you that say you cannot hear me well, Mr. Steven, can you hear me now? If you can hear me, let me know. Can you hear me clearly? Let me know. All right. So assassination can be a short term, because maybe an opponent being killed or assassinated, that can trigger conflict. Do you understand? And then we'll talk about sudden deployment of armed groups. That is sudden deployment of security agencies, maybe around protesters. It cause agitations. Do you understand? It cause anxiousness, cause anxiety. It create tension that can lead to something else. Do you understand? Then provocative arrest or court rulings. Provocative arrest or what court ruling? Like, see how somebody is coming back from a trip and then you send them to be arrested or to be picked or to be abducted at the airport. How do you do that? Can't we just respect the law? Can't we just do things orderly in our country, most especially in Nigeria? Somebody is just arriving at the airport and then you want him to be picked there. Can't you just send him a letter officially to come and appear before you? And if you refuse to come, then you begin to find a way of going that, sometimes it doesn't look good at all. It looks so embarrassing as a nation. Do you understand, when we do things like that? So, example, killing of a community leader leading to reprisal attacks, these are the issues. So, structure, punishment, um, trigger conflict, and then violence conflict. Do you understand? That is structure are long term, proximate are what? Short term or medium term rather, and triggers are short term. Do you understand? And all of this can lead to what? Conflict. Let's look at community-based early warning system. All right, community-based early warning system. Let's look at some community-based early warning system. Community-based early warning system involves local actions. All right, it involves local actors in identifying and reporting early signs of conflict. Community-based early warning system involves local actors in identifying and reporting early signs of conflict Do you understand? So those early signs of conflict, you tackle community leaders. That's you give community leaders authority to be able to identify those things because they are in the community. They know when conflict is about to happen, when land dispute is about to break out, when attacks on community people begin to rise, begin to occur oftenly, that can lead to conflict. Do you understand? Can lead to conflict. So why community-based system matters? Why community-based early warning system matters? Let's look at why it matters. Communities detect threats earlier. Community do what? Detect threat earlier. That is, the threat is not taking them unaware. They have detected it earlier. Do you understand? They know what is coming for them and they get ready for it. Local knowledge improves accuracy. Local knowledge improves what? Accuracy. Yes. Because if it's happening in the community and the community people are talking about it, then there's that likelihood that yes, whatever they are saying there is true, more than someone that is saying it at Abuja. Do you understand? So build trust and ownership, right? Because it helps community to take responsibility, all right? Enhances rapid response. Early warning you know, help to call for assistance in time because early warning system, because the aim is to, bring preventive measures to stop conflict from occurring. So of course, whatever system that have been put in place can assist in that prevention. So it enhances rapid response. The police can be called, anybody can be called, and then you quickly come. Do you understand? Example, local vigilante groups reporting suspicious movements before crashes occur. Do you understand? So maybe in your community and the vigilantes are complaining about some things, don't take it lightly. It could be an early warning system they're trying to give you. So take steps to prevent yourself from becoming a victim. Do you understand? That's what it is. So who are the key actors in the community early warning system? Because you have women organization, we have youth groups, we have civil society organizations, we have religious leaders, we have traditional leaders. Do you understand? All of these are early warning key reporters. You understand? They can give you reports, they can carry out efforts to resolve conflict. Do you understand? So if you have just joined us and you have not shared, I told you that your shares are your report. We have the data of your participation. Do you understand? So if tomorrow we are saying you will not take exam because you did not fulfill some of those requirements, don't be angry. You understand? The training may be free, but while you're participating, do wait to fulfill those conditions. You can share to 5 groups. You can like our live. You can comment, paraphrase what you understand so that you will have your record clear. Information collection and analysis. Let's look at information collection and analysis. Early warning system rely on incident reports. Early warning system relies on what? Incident. Where do we see some incident that indicate that conflict is in place? Once you have that, you can take steps to prevent it. Most especially where there's an incident that have occurred, then we have community observation. Yes, that's what police will always say. If you see something, say something. You understand? If you see something, do what? Say something. So community observation is key. You may see something in the community that is not happening the way it's being designed to happen. You'll be able to say something. Media monitoring can also be there. Social media trends. Do you understand? So you see what's happening, and you can find yourself a way to get out of the situation. So collected information must be verified, analyzed, and what? Shared responsibly. Collected information must be verified, analyzed, and what? Shared responsibly. Don't just go and gather information and start sharing. How to share it responsibly. And you must have all that you need to take for you to be able to report them. So see data collection, data processing, and all of that. Let's look at another key concept. We are looking at early response mechanisms. We talk about early system mechanisms, or now we want to talk about early response mechanism. So when you identify the risk, when you take a step to respond, how do you respond? Early detection may lead to what? Early response what mechanism. All right. So if we're able to identify an issue early, won't you take step early to deal with it? You have to. Do you understand? That's what it is. So early warning must be linked to response mechanism such as what? Such as security alert. Okay, you put the security agencies on the alert and they are going to participate in it. Do you understand? Right? So that's why it is. They will be there to give you, they will be there first to intervene. They will be there first to prevent from such something from happening. Do you understand? So that's it. Mediation, all right? Mediation can also help. Do you understand? It could be one of the early um, signs, and you can go out there and mediate. It's an early response mechanism, right? Traditional conflict resolution mechanism. Traditional conflict resolution mechanism should be put in place. So these local communities, they know how to handle their problems. They understand the problem well. You understand? They understand the problem well. Let's look at something else. Let's look at practical focus. Designing a simple early warning system, step by step. How do you design an early warning system step by step? Right? Step one is identify key risk. Identify what? Key risk. Once you are able to identify those key risks, you can be able to, say something. What types of conflict are common? Who are the main actors? Example, farmer herder clashes. Step two is what? Defined indicators. Define what? Indicators. Step one is identify key risk. Step two is defined indicators. Define what? Indicators. Rising dispute over land, threatening messages, movement of armed groups. You understand? You have to define it. What kind of indicator is this? We see people are sending threatening messages, hate speech messages, all right? Rising dispute over land. You see them happening around the area, all right? And the movement of armed groups can also cause problem. Step three, assign monitors. Assign what? Monitors. Community volunteers, traditional rulers, youth leaders are under this group. Do you understand? Yes, they are under this heading. Assign what? Monitors. They monitor to know what is happening. Then we have step four, which is reporting channels. It can be report phone calls, WhatsApp groups, community meetings. Do you understand? Those incidents can be reported to those through those channels, phone calls, WhatsApp group, community what meeting. So step five, response plan, dialogue. All right, you have to consider dialogue. You consider alert security agencies, peace advocacy, simple early warning system model. So once you have that, you can be able to address conflict real time. You understand? You should be able to identify those challenges. These are the steps that you're going to consider. All right. What are the channels that you're going to report? Is it through phone calls or WhatsApp group or community meetings that you're going to express the challenges there? So response plan, dialogue. So that's what that means. So community monitors information collection, risk analysis, the communication, alert communication, and then awareness. So what is the summary of this unit 2? Early warning system helps anticipate and prevent what? Violent conflict. Indicators can be structural. Indicators can be structural, proximate, or immediate. Community-based early warning system improves what? Accuracy and trust. Simple early warning system can be designed using local resources. And these are our key takeaways. And that has come, we have come to the end of this class today. So if you have any question, you have any contribution, you have any observation you can make. But we are still moving. We still have like how many days? So any question, any contribution, I want to hear from you in the comment section. I'm feeling so tired. I don't know. I'm yawning. So can we have your question in the comment section? I'm with you. I'm with you. So all together, any question, any contribution. So if we're yet to register, you have to register. All right. If you are yet to register, you have to register so that you can be part of the program. So you have to register. You have to be in our WhatsApp group. I'm sending the WhatsApp group now. I'm sending a WhatsApp number now so that you can be part of. So part of it. Somebody's asking when this training is coming to an end. When we cover the modules for the free training, then the lecture will come to an end. So when I'm in the last module, I'll let you know. Well, so NEPA don't happen to me. So we have come to the end of the class. We'll see tomorrow by 7 p.m. It's like the NEPA in Nigeria are doing us NEPA. You understand? So I will see by tomorrow, 7 p.m. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful and lovely evening. Bye.